Chapter 1: Life Before the Walls. My name is John, and I was once a school teacher brimming with dreams. I dedicated my life to educating young minds, believing I could make a difference. My world revolved around lesson plans, laughter in the classroom, and the joy of watching my students grow. But that world shattered one fateful evening. A personal tragedy struck, an accident that claimed the life of my beloved wife. Consumed by grief and guilt, I made a reckless choice that led me down a dark path, ultimately landing me in this prison. As I sit within these cold concrete walls, I often reflect on the man I used to be. My heart aches with regret, longing for the days of innocence, when hope was a tangible part of my life. I was a teacher, a mentor. Now I'm just another inmate, aspiring for redemption within these unforgiving confines. Chapter 2: A Teacher's Regret. As I sit in this cell, the weight of my past envelops me like a heavy shroud. I once stood in front of eager young faces, igniting their passion for learning. Now I am haunted by guilt and sorrow. The day I lost everything, my job, my dignity, my family, plays on repeat in my mind. The mistake I made was more than just a crime. It was a betrayal of my values and the trust of those I loved. The ripple effects of my actions shattered my children's lives, turning their innocence into grief. I see their faces in my dreams, their questions lingering in the air. Why, Mr. John? Why did you leave us? Every day in here is a reminder of the man I used to be and the consequences of my choices. My teaching credentials now feel like ashes, and the dreams I once held dear are buried beneath this invisible weight. Chapter 3: The Awakening. When I first entered those cold gray walls, the vibrant colors of my past faded into a monochrome reality. The echoes of lost laughter and the warmth of friends and family felt like distant memories, replaced by the clanging of metal doors and haunting silence. My crime was born from a moment of passion, but here, surrounded by concrete and barbed wire, I felt only despair and isolation. Then came the art therapy program, a lifeline amid the darkness. As I picked up a brush for the first time in months, vibrant colors spilled across the canvas, releasing the pent-up emotions trapped inside me. Each stroke became an expression of my pain, my regrets, and my hope. In that small room filled with creativity, I began to rediscover not only my passion, but also the flicker of hope within, illuminating a path toward my own redemption. Chapter 4: Brushstrokes of Freedom. As the walls of the prison seemed to close in on Maria, she discovered a lifeline within the colors of her paintbrush. In the dimly lit art therapy room, the weight of her past began to lift as she poured her emotions onto the canvas. Each stroke became an act of rebellion against despair, a transformation of pain into beauty. Through her artwork, she confronted the tumultuous feelings stemming from her crime, a moment of passion that forever altered her life. Maria shared how the program ignited her spirit, allowing her to express the sorrow and regret she carried. Her vibrant depictions of freedom, love, and resilience reflected her journey of healing. Among fellow inmates, she found solace and understanding, creating a supportive community. In that shared vulnerability, Maria learned that art could transcend the prison bars, offering not just an escape, but a way to reclaim her identity and envision a brighter future. Chapter 5: Connections in Solitude. In the unforgiving landscape of a maximum security prison, I found the unlikeliest of companions. As a former gang member, I had always believed loyalty lay within the walls of my past life. But here, surrounded by men from vastly different walks of life, I discovered a profound sense of brotherhood. The harshness of our reality stripped away pretense, revealing raw vulnerability and shared pain. Moments spent in the yard, exchanging stories and dreams, shattered the walls I had built. I learned that true family is forged in adversity, transcending the bloodlines and affiliations that once defined me. These unexpected friendships, formed amidst the clang of cell doors and distant echoes of despair, have become my lifeline. They remind me that even in this solitude, we can uplift one another, fostering hope and healing, proving that redemption is possible through connection and understanding. Chapter 6: Family Behind Bars. In the cold, gray confines of the prison, a unique sense of brotherhood began to emerge. Here, amidst the concrete walls and unforgiving atmosphere, I found comfort in the company of unlikely allies. Each day, we shared stories that bridged the gap between our pasts, forging bonds that resembled family ties. We laughed over inside jokes, supported one another through tough times, and created a network of emotional support that transcended our circumstances. This chosen family became essential to my survival. As we navigated the harshest moments together, facing down fears and confronting our demons, we found solace in our shared experiences. We learned to trust, to forgive, and even to love in a place designed to strip us of our humanity. In these relationships, I discovered that even in solitude, we could create a sense of belonging, revitalizing our spirits and rekindling flickers of hope in the darkest of places. Chapter 7: Lessons from the Inside. As I stand in the prison library, surrounded by shelves filled with dusty books, I revel in the power of knowledge. My journey from a world of freedom to these concrete walls magnified my desire to learn and grow. I have taken it upon myself to mentor younger inmates, igniting their curiosity and passion for education. In our discussions, we delve into philosophy, history, and the human experience. Each conversation feels like a breath of fresh air amidst the suffocating confines of prison life. I encourage them to think critically, teaching them that knowledge is not just power, but a pathway to self-discovery and transformation. Witnessing their faces light up with understanding is a profound joy. As we share stories and insights, I realize that education can break down barriers, foster resilience, and build a sense of hope, connecting us through the most challenging times. Together, we forge a brighter path for our futures. In the hushed corners of the prison library, I've witnessed transformation in the eyes of those who seek knowledge. Each book is more than a collection of words. It's a vessel of escape and enlightenment. I host weekly discussions where young inmates, their faces etched with uncertainty, dive into topics from philosophy to science. The moment they grasp a complex idea or articulate a thought, it's as if a flicker of hope ignites within them. I remember a young man, once consumed by anger, who found solace in rare poetry. His walls started to crumble as he penned his emotions, channeling pain into powerful verses. Knowledge has become our rebellion against the narrative society writes for us. In this space, we shed our labels, embracing our potential. Education is our lifeline, proving that even behind bars, one can reshape their identity and reclaim their future. Chapter 9: Facing the Past. As I sit in my cell, the echoes of my former life ring louder than the clanging metal doors. I'm Jordan, and today I confront my past, a past riddled with mistakes and choices that led me here. The therapy sessions have forced me to confront the darkness I once buried beneath bravado. Through painful self-reflection, I've realized that running with my gang was a desperate attempt to fill a void created by a lack of family and stability. I think about the friends I lost to violence, the pain I inflicted on others, and the heavy burden of my decisions. Accountability isn't easy, but I'm learning that it's the first step to growth. Each tear I shed is a fragment of the old Jordan letting go. Here in this stark room, I find clarity. With each session, I draw closer to redemption, letting go of the anger and embracing responsibility. Chapter 10: Forging New Dreams. As the walls of the prison close in around us, we find glimmers of hope in shared dreams. Each of us has experienced loss, pain, and regret, yet within this desolate place, we emerge determined to forge new futures. John expresses his desire to return to teaching, hoping to inspire children with his story of redemption. Maria envisions opening an art studio for at-risk youth, using creativity to heal wounds that words often cannot express. Jordan dreams of becoming a mentor, guiding young men away from the life he once led. Abdul, deeply moved by the transformative power of literature, aspires to write a book chronicling our journeys. In our reflections, we realize that these dreams are not mere fantasies. They ignite a collective spirit of resilience. Together, we are not defined by our pasts, but by the new aspirations that unify us on this path toward a brighter future. Chapter 11: Voices of the Forgotten. In this chapter, all four inmates, John, Maria, Jordan, and Abdul, share their thoughts on societal perceptions of those behind bars. Their voices echo with urgency, aiming to dismantle the stereotypes often associated with prisoners. John emphasizes the complexity of personal stories, highlighting that behind each conviction lies a multifaceted individual whose life experiences shaped their decisions. Maria reflects on how art became her salvation, a testament to the hidden talents and untold stories within prison walls. Jordan speaks candidly about the enduring stigma he faces and the struggle for acceptance in a world quick to judge. Abdul adds that education can be a bridge, transforming perceptions and reshaping narratives. Collectively, they advocate for empathy and understanding, challenging listeners to look beyond the label of inmate and recognize the humanity and potential for growth in each individual. Their united voice serves as a powerful reminder that every story deserves to be heard. Chapter 12, The Road to Redemption. As the sun sets over the prison yard, we gather in a small circle, 6 voices united by a shared longing for forgiveness and a fresh start. Each of us has faced the weight of our pasts, and now, as we share our stories, we delve into the heart of redemption. John speaks first, his voice trembling but steady. I've learned that to seek forgiveness from my family, I must first forgive myself. Maria chimes in, reflecting on the power of her artwork as a vehicle for healing. Through every brushstroke, I confront my regrets, she shares, her eyes alight with determination. Jordan, once haunted by loyalty to a gang, now finds strength in vulnerability and accountability. Abdul encourages us, reminding us that knowledge paves the way to change. In our collective journey, we embrace the transformative power of love and forgiveness, igniting our hopes for a future filled with possibility. Chapter 13. Footsteps Towards the Future. As the rehabilitative program draws to a close, the atmosphere inside the maximum security prison shifts from one of uncertainty to a palpable sense of ambition. Each narrator reflects on their experiences and the profound impact the program has had on their aspirations. John shares his vision of returning to education, hoping to inspire at-risk youth with the lessons learned from his mistakes. Maria dreams of exhibiting her artwork, channeling her pain into pieces that speak to hope and resilience. Jordan, once a follower of gang loyalty, envisions a path of mentorship for young men, guiding them away from violence. Abdul plans to establish a foundation promoting literacy and education in underserved communities. Together, they acknowledge the importance of community involvement and serving as beacons of change. These dreams crystallize the journey they've undertaken, turning past regrets into powerful motivations to rebuild their lives outside the bars that once confined them.